Whilst I was at the PAG HQ, I managed to secure an interview with two amazing people, Emma Watts and son, Chris Howells. Now, Chris, if you remember from the Facebook post that I'd shared on my Facebook pages, and also the short video that I'd done on YouTube and the rest of Facebook, is in regards to a 16-year-old boy that through his courage, his bravery, his initiative, his quick thinking, and just his sheer character and charisma, enabled a mid-20s lad who was on the verge of suicide via jumping off a bridge onto ongoing trains. He managed to make the chap reconsider to the point where the chap now is eternally grateful, must be. And if that chap is listening, if that chap ends up watching this post, remember, mate, there's always people prepared to listen. Don't suffer in silence. So this is the interview that I conducted with both Emma and with Chris at PAG HQ. Thank you guys for taking the time out for the interview. And Chris, you're an absolutely amazing young lad that has got nothing but the world in front of him. Keep doing what you're doing, pal. And Manchester United's better than Chelsea. I've got two very special people in the PAG HQ here with me at the moment. I've got Emma Watts, a very proud mother, and Chris Howells, a confident young chappie, which you're going to see through this interview. He's not backward in coming forward, let's put it that way. So I'd like to thank you both for taking the time out anyway to actually have this conversation. It's brilliant. Let's start with you, Emma. This all started from a post that you put up on, was it your own Facebook page initially?
I did. I put it on my own initially, but then I put it on Woody's as well. I sort of put it on saying, so all my friends could see it. Oh, this has happened. It's amazing. And then talking to Chris, he's like, yeah, whatever, and took it in his stride. So I thought, I'm going to make it public. I want to make it public. I want him to see the positive that he did for somebody. And we wanted to try and reach the person that it was as well. So I put it on, and within 20 minutes it had gone through the roof, and that was it then. So
in terms of views and likes, have you got any idea?
I think we're on about 2.4k likes. I think it's been shared,
I don't know, actually.
is it just short of 500 times it's been shared?
Yeah.
Comments, I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah.
It kept crashing, didn't it? And we're still getting comments.
Right.
Even this morning, I still had comments.
And it's processing it all.
That's it. And it's taking the time to read everything as well.
Yeah.
So,
is it somewhat overwhelming?
For me, it's overwhelming, and just to see all the positive things. I've done nothing but cry since it's happened. Reading everyone's positivity.
Yeah.
And then and every sort of half an hour I'll go, make sure you're reading these, because I want all that positivity to be instilled into him, so he realises, what he did.
Done.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Right, so we're kind of talking cryptically here, you could guess, because, but it's all going to make sense. Do you want to tell people initially what the post was in regards to, what it was about?
Basically, he saved a man's life, in layman's terms. He was walking through Castleton, he saw a hand on the other side of the bridge. He then stopped and had a look, and there was a guy ready to jump off. He had, he was holding the wall with one hand, crying, hysterically crying. And he was just ready to jump off. So Chris, quick thinking, managed to talk them out of it, get them over the other side of the wall, calm them down. And it's just gone from there, really.
Chris, so when you seen that, how many people was around? Was it busy? What time was it?
It was about I'd say 7:45ish, maybe. So it wasn't that busy, but there was a good few people out in pubs and stuff like that.
Okay.
And people were just walking past. A few people here and there just walking past, driving past. And it was visible. You could see him.
Sure. What was people's reactions? What was you noticing as you was walking up? As you seeing other people, I guess they were some more in front of you, some more were probably close in proximity to him than you. What was their reaction then?
They were just looking, staring as if he were nothing, just having a look,
Right. No one actually said anything?
No.
Right.
No one stopped.
So what went through your head there then?
At first I was like, oh, maybe it's someone messing about, maybe just... I didn't want to do. So I was like, I told my sister, hold the dog, stay, help me go and see. Didn't know if it was like going to be like a thin ledge or is it thick, like, you know, if you had loads of room. So I was like, I'll have a look first. That's when I saw him.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it just kicked in and was like, come on.
Right.
And just talking, so.
And what was his initial reaction?
Like, I won't say it on here.
Right then.
Yeah, he was like effing and jeffing at me, telling me to F off and stuff like that. I don't want any help, you can't help me.
Right.
So he said he didn't know his own name, he didn't know where he lived, why he was here, where he was. He didn't know if he was in England or not. He had no recollection of anything.
What was his appearance? Was he dishevelled? Was he a bit rough looking, or was he?
Yeah, he was a bit rough looking. Sorry, Shane, if you see this.
No, I'm only
sorry, I'm
talking about. I'm not castigating the guy. I'm just, what did you actually see? Just to build a picture,
Yeah, he was just wearing like tracky shorts, a bit rough appearance. He had
right. How old would you say he was?
Late 20s, early 30s.
Right.
Rough stubble going on. Long hair, but he had like a cap on as well.
Right.
He looked like he hadn't slept or he looked quite rough,
Had a bit of a rough time, you could imagine.
Yeah.
Would he seem like local? Would it appear that he was a localish lad, or was he really that disorientated where he was in a place where he didn't know?
He said he didn't remember.
Right.
Just before the police came, he said Peterborough, and that was it.
Right.
And we was like, right,
but,
okay. Are you from there? Is that where you want to be? Like,
sure.
You just said Peterborough, that was it.
So you've got all this running through your mind at the time, and you've not got a lot of time when it is in situations like that to react, and particularly react in the positive way. Hence why you can understand people kind of walk past.
Don't want to get involved too much.
Because they don't know whether they're doing the right for wrong, and they don't know whether they've got them skills and techniques to actually make it better or worse in a sense. So what give you the confidence to think that you could do it?
It was just instinct. It was something I had to. I couldn't leave him. If something had happened, that'd have been my fault then. Right. But I just left him. I'd have been responsible for his death.
And what you look, I could see the big grin. I'll kick your mother.
Right.
So what you're displaying, what I'm seeing from you is that it was no big deal what you've done. Whereas some people, that I would regard that as an extraordinary event.
I wouldn't.
Right.
I rung up and I was like, just don't put it on Facebook, whatever you don't put it on Facebook, just leave it. Just want to get it, just leave it.
The phone call that I got afterwards when the police came was, he rang me up and he went, so Mum, I've just saved somebody's life. Just like that. And I went, what? And he said, yeah, I've just saved someone. I was in the kitchen, I was cooking tea. And he just said, I've just saved somebody's life. I've stopped him from jumping off. He says, when we got him over, the train came flying past literally within seconds.
Wow.
So I was like, right, okay. So then I started crying, and then I got a little bit mad because I thought, imagine if that actually had have happened in front of them.
And he's witnessed it.
Then they've just witnessed that, because they was with my 12-year-old as well. And you'd only gone out because you like to stay in, you like to play your drums and stuff, and he'd only gone out to walk the dog and actually help find his friend's dog. So he was going to do something nice, obviously came across this, did this, and he went, so I don't want any recognition for it. Mum, don't put it on Facebook. Please don't put it on Facebook. I'm going to go and look for the dog. And that was it, the phone
went dead. So he's off on his next little crusade.
And then he were off on his little, and I thought, imagine if he'd actually found that dog as well. That'd have been the icing on the cake then.
That's like an hat-trick.
Yeah, that's it, I know.
Deeds.
And then I picked you up, didn't I, about an hour later, weren't it? I picked you both up. Yeah. They didn't find the dog.
No,
but I was still crying.
Right.
Oh, I can't believe it. Show me what happened. Show me where it was. So we went and had a look, didn't we? And then the police rang you, didn't they, about 11:30 that night?
Yeah.
Just to tell him that he'd saved the man's life and
safe.
Thank you, and he was safe, yeah?
He was in hospital.
Do you know anything more of where he's at now?
We know who he is.
And what? Well, then it sounds like you got something to say. What's that mean?
On the post that put on Woody's, someone commented, a mutual friend of his called Shane, and he said that his family had been identified. He's called Shane, and his friend was like, oh, I know this guy, you saved his life, because he was going around looking for the person. And it turns out he's local to Castleton, and he works in a car wash 5 minutes away from where I live.
Wow.
So I was like, I messaged this guy, he's called Ginge, and I was like, so go on then, how do you know him? Does he work at the car wash? When's he going to be there? And he was like, well, he's going to be there tomorrow. So I messaged him in the morning and was like, is he there? And he was like, yeah. So right, I'm going to come down, go and speak to him. So I went, and he was there, and he just come up and just hugged me, and was like, "Thank you so much for saving my life." And he was like, smile on his face, bless him.
Bless him indeed. Think about it, Chris. Think about it. If that train would have connected with him, it would have almost certainly been lights out, wouldn't it? Now, every day that he's on this planet, it's thanks to you. If any human being, what you've just done there for him, 60, 70 years from now, if he's lucky enough to still have the mental capacity to still be going, he's going to think of you because you've done that. You know what I mean? That's how big a deal this is. You've prevented that just ending of life. It sounds easy, but look at what he can now achieve thanks to you. That's why your mum's jumped out like, you know, a lunatic, posting it to every man and his dog. And that's why when everyone who's connected with it has gone, I'm sharing this, because to me, it's on different levels. I look at it from the age group, the generation, to see that kind of goodness in the soul towards another human being in that age group. When the age group, you know, in some ways, there's a lot of societal changes going on.
It's a lot of negativity.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
And in general, I think society needs that good news. I think we all, with what all manner of problems and issues, that to hear that people are feeling like that no matter what, and we can all take solace from that. I mean, I'm not being funny, Emma, but from an adult to an adult, how many adults would have looked at that and gone, I couldn't have done that?
Oh, yeah, loads. I always sit here and I think, yeah, I'd do that. But I've never been faced with that. I don't know whether I could. I like to think I could, but I don't know whether in that instance I would be one of them other people that just sort of looked and carried on going. Because it takes a special person, because you've got to see that through. And if the inevitable had happened and he didn't listen and he did jump, then, you know, again, you've got to live with that you was then trying to save him, but he did it anyway.
Which, with what you were talking about, or at least your mum alluded to, that you're carrying your own little burdens at this moment in time. So that image would have really had consequences for you later on in life. So it's almost like it was just as well it worked out, because it's had the good effect, but if it was negative, who knows where that might have took you and your mental stability moving forward, having witnessed that, knowing that you were in touching distance and whatnot. But it's not come to that. It's come to a guy that's hugging you.
Yeah, he messages me like every day. He's like, "You're right, pal. Stay safe. Ring me if you need me. Always here to chat." Yeah.
There you go.